So today is one of my favourite days of the week. Today is Friday and it's a chance for me to sit down and go through my notes for the week. So as you've probably seen in my previous videos, I am a big fan of my William Hanna book, A5 notebook. Someone put a comment in that it's well aged, and it certainly is. While it's pristine, I got it, and I think within about a week or so, I spilled a cup of coffee all over it. You can kind of just see the stain from there. And I was absolutely gutted at the time. Managed to wipe it down, but you know what? It's turned out to be one of the best things. I just think it just makes it age well. And look how, I didn't clean it properly, but it's come out really well since. And it gets thrashed about my bag when I'm walking around. I'm using it, and it just keeps on plodding on. It's a little pen loop there as well. And it's a workhorse, this, so I absolutely love it. And as I mentioned in the previous video, I tend to keep not only sort of proper paper notes, and so the quality of the paper you get with William Hanna is brilliant. So it can withstand fountain pens, which I'm a big fan of, and I use fountain pen to write in it. But one of the main things I use it for is with these kind of cards that I create. So note cards that I put in here, and I put these kind of hole punch things in, which I mentioned before, so I can carry them around. So at the moment they're pretty much all used up, but I will have blank ones knocking around the back, etc., that I will move around, and so some of the back there. But these are the ones that I've been doing this week. And what I will do, if anyone is familiar with Zettelkasten, which is kind of over here, it's my one that I use here, where you kind of keep your notes. It's like linked thinking in terms of note taking. So I guess you'd call these, this is like my inbox. These are kind of my, I think we call them fleeting notes, different notes for them in terms of how you treat them. I made the mistake when I first started the Zettelkasten of putting kind of these sorts of cards straight in there and then trying to link them. With the benefit of hindsight, as you go along, you realise it's probably not the best way to do it. The best way to do it is to treat these kind of as I say, their inbox. What I would end up doing now is I'd take these out, which I can do, and as I say, they're an inbox. So these are kind of thoughts that I don't quite know where to put them, and I've actually got another set of these rings, loose ones, that I will put these into, and I can just flick through them. And what I'm looking for then is a chance to incorporate them into the actual Zettelkasten itself. So what I would end up doing is looking for, I'd pick a note to say, what have I got here? Okay, art of consistency, for example. Excuse my handwriting, please. You can criticise. I used to have handwriting that was good at one stage and it's just deteriorated over years. I'm determined to improve it, and I'm going to do courses to improve it, but hey ho, here we are. So I tend to put the title afterwards. So I'd have written here, Seth Godin is still writing about innovation, disruptive and effective marketing, consistency and discipline, because he writes a daily blog. He has for he started about 2008, 2006, something like that. Jonathan Stark, a guy less well known, but he writes a daily email. He podcasts regularly. And he talks about making sure you own the underlying asset. So that's why he loves email. And here's the question, should you commit to a daily email or podcast or video? And I'm quite enthralled by the art of consistency and discipline, and this whole daily aspect kind of appeals to me. I don't know quite where or how this will fit into here. So what I'll end up doing is looking for maybe something on email in here, or something on productivity, or I'd just find an area here that links into consistent daily activity. I might already have it covered. I might actually be repeating myself, in which case it just gets discarded, gets shredded and put in the compost heap, or it gets turned into something, and I would end up probably expanding on it from things in here, and then linking it to other notes I've got in here, and putting it in as the new note would be like a branch in here of one of the existing notes. So I'm not going to do that now. That's kind of the process I'll go through. And what's this one here? You don't need to see returns. That's like a financial type one, about banking and the pursuit of returns and the dangers of whether it's really necessary. A sense of possibility. What's this one? This is the randomness. This is what's quite interesting in the week. You get to look through them and think, gosh, these are things I've just come across throughout the week, and I've just made a note of it. So a sense of possibility. Tearing the cellophane off a new Moleskine notebook is one of life's great pleasures. It creates a sense of possibility, the possibility of new ideas, new adventures to come, and future plans to be made. I quite like that. So a sense of possibility, again, I'll be looking in here for things linked to that. Is it a new note in its own right? Should I be expanding on it? I probably would expand on it and look to see how it fits in. I meant to notice what you notice. What's this one? you have a good track record of finding stuff, new trends and shifts, but you really go all in and capitalise on them, make a commitment to notice them, and when you do, follow your intuitions. So again, I've got some more personal ones there that are, this is kind of personalised-ish, but more personalised ones there that I'd also kind of look to see how they fit in. So kind of these all, there's more here. AI is right about AI and what it means for the next 5 years, and should we be planning to double down over the next 5 years and attempt to make as much cash as possible, or do you retrain and start a business that encompasses physical, tangible goods? So do you kind of quit now? I was thinking it's quite severe process, or do you just carry on and do what you can? So again, I'm just like random thoughts, and that'll go somewhere, I'm sure. Listen, if I end up doing something slightly different here. So this is like kind of a piece of it I just fold in half, and I'll end up maybe using as a card its own right there. But so that's how kind of the process I go through. So it's a kind of a Friday review. It's fun just to look through the notes you've made. And one thing that I probably do a bit wrong here compared to like Nicholas Luhmann's kind of proper official Zettelkasten is he would read and write to build this out for a specific purpose. So I should be trying to be drafting notes specifically for a particular project, and everything relates to that, and it fits them more easily. That's not kind of how I operate. It's not kind of, it's whatever works for you really, and kind of I just find stuff interesting throughout the week and I make notes on them, and here's just some of them. And as I say, what will end up probably happening is these will go on some rings, and I will just be able to flick through them, and I'll be looking in here to find what links to my Zettelkasten. If they don't link now, they might in the future, so I'll probably hang on to them, and they'll kind of just stay in my kind of inbox of notes until they become relevant, because it's kind of sometimes it's not the right time now, but it might be in the future, and then they will become part of the overall Zettelkasten system, which is forever expanding. This is one part of it. Another part of it is at home. So that's kind of how I'm operating. And I say, having on a piece of paper there, that's a piece of paper I'm using kind of as an index card type thing here. The beauty of this in this William Hannah is that I can sort of carry it around with me, which is nice, and have these notes that are constantly expanding, and as I say, add into the inbox that then will go ultimately into there. On a Friday is the review process, and I hope that's useful. I'd be interested in your thoughts, comments, anything you do differently, what I could do differently, and appreciate your thoughts.